In coastal Maine, something more mysterious than fog lingers on a rural country road. David Whitney was born and raised in Down East and heard many renditions of the legend of Catherine's Hill. He believed it was nothing more than folklore until his own father, Dale Whitney, had a run-in with Catherine's ghost.
Dad played in a lot of different bands over the years until he died just last year. He knew of the ghost of Catherine, but he was a very pragmatic person and fairly nonchalant about the ghost of Catherine's Hill.
But one day, when David was just 15 years old, his father told him a story he'll never forget.
My father was playing in a three-piece jazz band. They were playing at a hotel on the harbor side of Bar Harbor. He told me he was driving home after the gig. He was coming through Blackwoods. It was approximately 2 a.m. and it was foggy. He drove up the hill, and when he got to the top of the hill, then it was even more foggy. He saw a woman standing in the road, and she was waving him down. He cracked the window just a little bit, just enough so that he could speak.
Need help?
And he said that she was wearing this long white dress, and it was waving as if in the wind, but there was no wind. And she said, "I just want to ride to Bar Harbor." And he said that the chills just went up his spine. And he said, I looked at her and I could see through her. And I was scared out of my wits. That's exactly what he said. And he said, I rolled up the window and I just sped off. And then Dad started feeling this tremendous feeling of guilt, that maybe this was a woman that needed help. And he felt that maybe his eyes were playing tricks on him. He said, I just can't live with myself without going back and seeing. But he went back up over the hill to talk to her again. And there was no woman. She was gone. And there had been no other traffic. There was no way that another vehicle had come along and picked her up.
Hello?
Backed up, and he showed his lights into the woods and up and down the road to see. But there was no car, and there was no woman. The woman was gone. He was extraordinarily frightened. He was convinced that he had seen the ghost of Catherine.
But it isn't until later that morning, when David's father is taking his usual route on that very same stretch of road, that he realizes he may not have been the only one in Catherine's sights.
I remember him telling me that there was an accident and the wreck was there, but he said there was no car where this accident was the night before. So whatever accident occurred after his encounter with this woman.
Perhaps this motorist also encountered Catherine's ghost, but wasn't quite as lucky.
It was a bad accident. My dad knew that nobody could have survived that crash. He was severely spooked.
Dale was fortunate that night. His decision to go back and check on Catherine may have saved him from her deadly wrath.
I remember he wasn't scared of anything, but he was scared of Catherine.
He those lucky enough to not have crossed Catherine's path will soon find that this haunted stretch of road has something else in store for them.